And now that we talked about the frickin' film about suburban families going through midlife crises, you know, trying to get back get their little shtick together, let's talk about a 70s screwball comedy that's basically influenced by Looney Tunes and the 40s golden age of screwball. So yeah, what's up, Doc? Here's the thing. The film stars Ryan O'Neal from Love Story, and it stars Barbra Streisand. Streisand. I'm not a big fan of Ryan O'Neal. Personally, he kind of bores me, and he's overly melodramatic at times. I have never seen a single Barbra Streisand movie ever, and mostly it's because I hate her music. I think it's so boring and soap opera-ish and overly dramatic and at times very unauthentic. So there's this stereotype in my head of Barbra Streisand, even as an actress, even though I never seen her act. But I love screwball comedy. I love the Looney Tunes. But most of all, I love the director Peter Bogdanovich because I know that he's a huge film aficionado. And one of his first movies, The Last Picture Show, is one of my favorite films ever made. One of the best films that portrays youth in a deserted town. It's one of the best films ever made, at least for me. So I decided to watch it. And quite frankly, it is a great classic form of screwball, with the speed of the Looney Tunes. It is a very good homage to that era. Every second is a joke. So if I start talking about the jokes, which I'm not gonna, because they're just way too many, and it will take way too much time to explain them. Even just pulling out one of it will just make me want to pull out more. There's just so many jokes. Just every second is a joke. The character arc, building the character, becomes the joke. Progressing the story becomes the joke. Every single film-making element becomes the joke. It's kind of impressive because while it's all a joke, almost every one of them are funny. Almost everyone just hits the bullseye. You just kind of, at times, because the joke is just so coming at you at a fast speed, you're just kind of staring at the screen and, you're not even laughing at times. You're just understanding that it's funny, but you're just kind of staring at it, just going, how did they freaking write this? Even films like Bringing a Baby took at least a few seconds to be calm and then go for the next slew of jokes. No, this film never stops. It just keeps going and going and going and going, and the speed is kind of impressive. Some of the jokes are kind of references to classic movies. There's a scene where Barbra Streisand's character rips Ryan O'Neal's character's shirt, which is basically this obvious reference to one of my favorite screwball comedy movies ever made, Bringing a Baby. And at times it's just speedy dialogue. It just goes at you again and again and again. So you just need to really concentrate on what's going on with the dialogue. The film just breathes life of comedy. And the acting. O'Neal plays a loser. He's not trying to play this overly good-looking, overly dramatic type. No, he plays kind of this geeky loser, and he convinces me. There's this dryness, this drabness in his delivery. There's just this one scene where he's just looking at this camera and just says, "Help me." And it's so genuinely loser like that, you just kind of have to laugh. And Streisand totally steals the show. She is the biggest surprise in the movie for me because I had this long stereotype of what Streisand would be as an actress in my head for such a long time that having finally seen her act, she's very good. She follows the speed of the movie. She's not moping around like Ryan O'Neal's character because, Ryan O'Neal should be moping around because his character is such a mope and a loser. But Streisand's character is so energetic and fast that she actually follows the rhythm of the movie. She screams, she runs, she makes really big gestures. The way she delivers the lines are so zesty and witty and, just kind of sassy at times. It's a genuinely brilliant performance. And I laughed at every single delivery she did. She is a really good actress. I hate her music still, but as an actress, she's really solid. And Madeline Kahn, God bless her, rest in peace, because she's just a comedic genius. Even in the Mel Brooks movies, even when she hosted SNL back in the day when, early SNL, like, I love that skit she did with Gilda Radner where they're like, there's this one scene where I think Madeline Kahn was trying to pretend like a baby who's trying to eat ice cream for the first time. I just love that stuff, and I love her as a comedian, and she just brings this genuine, unique physical and vocal way of comedy that she uses in most of her movies, and she's as brilliant here as she is in any other movie she's in. Um, and the plot is so ingenious. Like, it's such a simple plot. There are these couple of like 4 to 5 bags. Maybe it's actually 4 bags that are all identical. One has Barbra Streisand's character's underwear and clothes in it. The other one has these really classified files from the government. Another one has rocks that the Ryan O'Neal character is kind of investigating on, or kind of studying on for music theory. And another case has these jewels that's owned by this rich old woman who's staying at a hotel. And the comedy just writes itself. Like, zany stuff ensues. It's just a nice plot, and I can see how Peter Bogdanovich, being a film aficionado himself, knew how to use these plots and the speed to really make the film work. And unfortunately, because of all of this, there are 2 major flaws in the movie. But let me just say that the film is really enjoyable overall, for these flaws to be kind of forgotten at times, but these 2 flaws still exist, so let me talk about it. The relationship between Ryan O'Neal's character and Barbra Streisand's character is more charming than believable. Like, the buildup of the relationship just kind of happens like that, like, just like, oh, they kind of like each other, and there is this buildup of Ryan O'Neal's character kind of caving into Barbra Streisand's character, but still, not a lot really builds up for us to really believe this relationship would work. We were just kind of looking at them just like, ah, it's so charming. Barbra Streisand's character is just coming so hard on him, and Ryan O'Neal's character is just kind of caving in like a loser. It's just so charming, but it's not believable at all. Let me just say that. And the film kind of replaces a sense of a storyline for comedy. Like, there's this giant chase scene, and the story just kind of dissolves. Like, it's just about the chase. And there's also this court scene that kind of goes for way too long, although it's kind of funny. So the storyline just kind of disappears. There's the plot. There is no storyline. So yeah, as a film, it kind of lacks some essential elements of being a movie. But it's just so much fun. It's funny. It's surprisingly extremely well acted. It is a really good movie. I would give it a 3.5 out of 4. I would watch it again. I would recommend it to every single person who enjoys screwball comedies from the late days, and anybody who enjoys the Looney Tunes. I would even recommend it to people who think Barbra Streisand is a terrible actress. Just watch this movie. She would actually make you laugh. So yeah, what's up, Doc? 3.5 out of 4. Bye.